Hello, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I see the sun is not shining out, and I was wondering if you had a moment to talk about our prophet of the waaagh, Ghazghkull Thraka! Typical who me get, just because I get his name a little mixed up in the middle. Welcome back, guys. Green Tide 40K. My name is Jesse, and today we are obviously talking about the great prophet of the waaagh, Ghazghkull. Now, he's a beast no matter how you look at him. If you take him as your warlord, which you probably will be if you're running Goths, remember he is a Goth character. That his warlord trait gives an additional attack, which will put him at 6 attacks, and an additional AP on the charged, was charged, or intervened. So he's going to be getting a -4 on his claw. Let's put that out there real quick, but now let's go over all of his stats. Now, movement 5, weapon skill 2, ballistic skill 5, strength 6, tough 6, 8 wounds, 5 attacks, and 8 leadership, 2-up save. Now, he also has a 4-up invul thanks to his Prophet of Gork and Mork. For weapons, he's got a twin big shooter, assault 6, strength 5, no AP, 1 damage, and his custom claw, melee range, times 2, so strength 12, -3 AP, 3 damage. Now, with his warlord trait, you're going to be able to get an extra attack, remember, so 6 attacks. And then you're also getting an extra AP on the charge, were charged, or intervened. So -4. So that means it's going to go through everything. Unless it's got a 2-up save and no invul, it needs 6s all day long, and that's not going to happen. So chances are, with no invul, all this damage, flat 3 damage, is going to go straight through. And goodbye tank. Goodbye whatever. It's great. It's got stick bombs, woohoo. Grenade D6. Strength 3, no AP, 1, blah, not interested. Here we go, mob rule, Daka. Now, here we go to his ability here, the Great waaagh. Friendly orc infantry units within 6 inches of Ghazghkull Thraka at the start of the charge phase can charge even if they advance this turn. In addition, add 1 to the attacks characteristic of models in friendly orc infantry units if they made a charge move this turn and Ghazghkull Thraka is within 6 inches of that unit when they are chosen to fight. Now, you can mitigate that by just daisy chaining some boys back to Ghazghkull. If the rest of them are out of range, just daisy chain them back, get the extra attack. So your boys, if they're Choppa boys, they are going to be getting their 2 attack space, +1 for Choppa, +1 for having over 20 in the unit, and you're also going to be getting +1 on the charge, so that's so far 5 attacks from just your boys. And if those happen to be Scar boys, you're in for a world of hurt. Now, he's also got the boss's watching. If a friendly orc unit fails a morale test within 6 inches of Ghazghkull, he can restore order with a brutal display of violence. If he does so, the unit suffers D3 mortal wounds, but the morale test is then considered to have been passed. So it's basically the same ability as your standard war boss, but this one just sounds cooler. Boss is watching. Now, let's Ghazghkull, the way I run him is with a weird boy and a pain boy. Those 3 live together. Just like if I'm running a normal war boss, those 3 live together. They're in a big pile of boys, and then the weird boy gets turned into a warp head with Fists of Gork and Warpath in this case. So if you cast Warpath on your squad of boys that are already getting buffed from all those other things, including Ghazghkull, you cast Warpath on them, and now you're going to be getting 6 attacks per boy. So a 7-point model gets 6 attacks hitting on 3s. And if you happen to have a waaagh banner nearby, you're hitting on 2s. So it's devastating. This is what orcs do. This is what we're good at. You can also cast that on Ghazghkull if you would like. That would put him up to 7 attacks. And then also have Fists of Gork on that Warp Head. And then you can get +2 attacks on Ghazghkull and Strength as well. So Strength 14. And then you'll be getting 8 attacks. Unless you cast Warpath, you'll be getting 9 attacks on Ghazghkull. Depending on how you all do it and if all the dice are in your favor. Praise Gork and Mork that they will. Now, you're going to say goodbye to whatever, basically. Unless they've got an invul save and their dice are rolling really hot. Ghazghkull and those boys are going to wreck face. And then you've got that weird boy in there, that pain boy in there that's able to save some of your boys and heal some wounds back onto your either weird boy from blowing his own head up or Ghazghkull taking some battle damage. The weird boy, even in a pinch, is really good into combat as well. Or Pain Boy. Sorry, I meant to say Pain Boy. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Let's go over to the Pain Boy here real quick. So if you happen to get the Pain Boy into combat in a pinch, or there's something that has a few wounds left, you don't know if whatever you're attacking it with is going to finish the job, throw him in there too as kind of a Hail Mary. Because he's going to be getting 4 attacks with his Power Claw. Now, he's only hitting on 4s with the Power Claw, but it's still Strength 10 at -3 and D3 damage. So he himself can put out a pile of damage. I actually killed Rodigus in one game with my Pain Boy. I had him surrounded by boys. He had a few wounds left. I couldn't remember exactly how many, but enough that I thought the Pain Boy would be fun to try. So I charged him in. Because Roddy could not do any Overwatch. I attacked with my Pain Boy, and he killed him. I thought it was hilarious. So I got to give him a special paint job somehow. Maybe a bunch of ooze and goo all slopped all over him. But in a pinch, throw that Pain Boy in there too. Because he can hold his own. Now, this is what I was able to do with Ghazghkull, a Weird Boy, and a Warp Head. What we do is, Ghazghkull, remember, has 5 base attacks plus 1 for his trait. And I had a unit of boys get mowed down really bad. So what I did was I used the Unstoppable Green Tide for those 3 command points. Bargain. Use it every time if you're playing Horde. I was able to get them off to the side of the board. Luckily, not too far from where the knight was, and there were no screens in that area. So, with some time and a little bit of maneuvering, what I was able to do was get those boys within charge range. And then what I was also able to do with Ghazghkull is first of all, I cast a Fist of Gork on him, so +2 strength and +2 attacks, so he's now at 8 attacks. And then I cast Warpath on him as well, giving him 9 attacks. And then I used my standard Weird Boy, who just happened to be in the area. Like, this wasn't planned out, it just worked. I used a jump on Ghazghkull and jumped him 9 inches away from the knight. And so what I did was I charged the boys. Oh, so Ghazghkull's at 9 attacks now, by the way, at strength 14. So I charged the boys in, they soaked up the Overwatch, took some casualties. Ghazghkull made the charge, and then he got that -4 on his AP. So the knight, all he had was his invul save. Bye-bye, knight. Gone. Now, it was kind of a perfect storm. It wasn't exactly planned out. It just, things lined up for me that game. And it worked amazingly. My opponent is a really good guy. He thought it was fantastic to see the orcs come in there and just destroy his knight. Now, he was upset that his knight died, mind you, but still, he was pretty happy that the orcs kind of took him to school in that regard. He's an old school guy, old school player. So, if you do things right or accidents happen like that game did for me, you know, there's a lot of options you've got. Now, I wonder if Ghazghkull hasn't gotten a new model yet. It's because he's just a primarily Goth character. Since Goths aren't the most popular clan, I don't know why. well, I kind of do, but I like them anyway, is because he is that just a single clan character. Now, if he was an army-wide character in the lore and whatever, I could see him maybe have had a new model already. I don't know. Again, this is just me talking out loud with an idea that was fumbling around my head actually this morning. It'd be nice to have him, updated bigger is what we want. We want him bigger and meaner. That's it. It's not that hard to please us orc players. Like, seriously, even if there was a good percentage of the population that was not going to buy a new Ghazghkull model, every single one of us want to see a new Ghazghkull model. We just want him bigger and meaner, killier, all the good stuff. Now, if you guys are doing, like I said earlier, if you guys are running Ghazghkull Adult, I do want to know how you guys do it. What are your opinions on him? What is the best way that you think that he should be run? And if that's leaving him on the shelf because he is 235 points, let me know. Subscribe. Check me out on Instagram where I put pictures up of what I'm working on paint-wise or hobby-wise every so often. Frequency will be happening more and more. So come on, guys, let's do this. Thanks for coming out. I'll see you in the next video.